Hey folks, Dude here, coming to you on all things Tuesday, June 7th. Now, in my realm of existence, there's some things that kind of really just chap my ass. And one of those things is people that have stuff and don't treat it with the respect and the dignity that it deserves. Case in point, here, I have myself yet again, another gravity knife. And this thing is flipping cherry with a couple of, detractors. Detractor number one. You can hopefully kind of see it, but the rigger's blade, or rigger's point, rigger's spike, call it what you will, the point is bent over. Point number two, I've started to repoint this by playing sharpening stone music, because the jackass that had this before me snapped off a 1/4 inch, reads 6 millimeters of a very decent blade. These are ice hardened stainless steel blades, folks. They don't break easy. They hold an edge really decent. They're, military grade stuff that pretty much the German military did field. And this actually is one of the nice ones. Hopefully you guys can see it. It says Bund. It actually does have, a really nice spring background here. Spring back, basically the grip area is looking really, really cherry, with the exception of the two detractors from Dumbass 2 and stuff that never, ever should do. If you have a knife and it's not built to be a pry bar, don't effing stick it in something and use it like an effing pry bar. Jackasses amongst us abuse and break stuff all the effing time. Case in point, I was working at a Honda dealership in the parts department, and one of the techs is wrenching on a car. So I go walking up to him, I'm like, okay, dude, what are you doing, hanging a new engine? He's like, yep, hanging a new engine. He's like, what about warranty? He's like, it's not going to be under warranty. I was like, why? It's running stock tires, doesn't look like he's done any mods to it. And the guy goes, okay, take a look at the passenger left rear window. The sticker on the side of the vehicle was, I love to race. I was like, dude, is it really that rashed up? And he goes, dude, take a look at this thing. Walked up, stuck my head underneath the engine compartment, took a hard look. The clutch had black streaks all around it. Obviously, dude was slipping the clutch to try to get maximum amount of revs out of the thing, trying to drive it like it was something that it wasn't. It was a 130 horsepower car, and he was trying to drive it around like it was a 500 horsepower car, trying to play drag strip maniac, blew up the transmission, blew up the engine. Dumbass. Case in point, you have people doing stuff like this to an obviously almost museum grade piece, trying to play jackass using stuff that it's not intended for. Now, case in point, I can revive this thing and I can make it usable and I can make it decent, but it will never have that 1/4 inch that is currently missing off the point. Also, the rigger spike will never ever look exactly the way it did before. Yes, I can repoint these things. Yes, I can make them look good, but you know what? I'm not in Germany. I cannot re-oxidize this thing to look that perfectly nice looking black streak. And folks, when I have a knife like this, it pretty much is something I take out, I handle, I'm very nice to, it goes back into my storage area or back in its box. I do not rash things up. Now, case in point, this thing is, it is one of the nicer ones I got. And I got it for a really good price because it had the messed up bougies on board. Folks, if you're dealing with one of these jackasses and you see him breaking something like that, do me a personal favor. Take the knife from him. Say, hey, this is a really, really cool knife. Have dude get distracted with something. Take this knife, stick it full length into his ass, so he now has something he has to remember for a while every time he sits down that he was a pain in the ass to somebody. Breaking stuff by being a jackhole does not fix anything, and the only thing it does is destroy stuff that potentially somebody might want later on down the road. Yeah, you own it. Yeah, it's your personal property. Yeah, I get all that stuff. But you know what? Breaking stuff for the sake of breaking stuff is dumb. All right, now I'm going to break off on this one, folks. But you know what? Assholes that pull stuff like this really, truly just they cheese me off. Because you have a nice piece of kit, and they just can't help themselves to execute it in the most stupid of ways possible, breaking something that somebody else truly would treasure and really wish to have in their personal collection. Stuff like this, I don't take lightly because I really, truly like my knives. I don't abuse them. I don't use them for things they aren't made to do. And when I do break them, I try to repair them. Through normal use, stuff breaks. Case in point. Case in point. Broke the screwdriver on my constant carry champion, or champ, XL, whatever you wish to call this guy. Almost XL, but it's basically the most loaded up one of all. I've been carrying this thing for so effing long, I don't care that I broke the screwdriver blade because I have spares. But the thing is, I'm probably more than likely to send this thing back to the factory and say, guys, do me a favor. It's got one black, one red. Do me a favor and put this thing with black scales all the way around, fix the things that need to get done, give it a tune-up, send it back to me as a new complete piece. Or, I might consider this thing as something of which it is. It is a very not abused, but used piece that is showing its character for being a constant carry item I have loved to death. There's a difference between using something and breaking something through its normal use and using something and breaking something because you're a dumbass. Well, also, folks, I have a addendum for you guys. Tonight, I'm not going to be doing the podcast because I had a death in the sphere of friends and what have yous, and I'm going to pay homage to a World War II veteran the way I only can by showing my presence there and paying my proper respects. Dude was a World War II veteran, and I forget if he was European theater or Philippines. I think it was European theater, and I think he may have been there for Battle of the Bulge. He was a total badass, and I wish to give him proper accreditation and proper respect. And, of course, pay my specific honors by remembering him in the way, shape, and form in which it should be done, possibly by being a pallbearer. I'm going to break up on this one, folks. Eat good, keep 10 rings, always, you know it, you love it. Dumbasses breaking stuff suck. See you guys.